Hey everyone, Sirturmund here again. And you know what's one of my favorite decks in Legends of Runeterra history? Pantheon Yuumi. When this deck first came out and was like really meta, I played more games of Pantheon Yuumi than anybody else I can think of. Like, it's so good. Like, I used to have so much fun with this deck. And what if I was to tell you that I think this deck could be good again? Now, the meta tends to be a little bit slower, and you're able to kind of just level up your Pantheon, be able to put the Yuumi on one of your Saga Seekers or Sacrificial Scholar, and just have these big units that the opponent has a hard time dealing with. And even if you go against an aggressive deck, which used to be the weakness against Pantheon, you have stuff like Cosmic Youngling and Guiding Touch to be able to kind of keep you healthy. The deck has felt really good in the games that I recorded today and that I've been playing with it. So obviously I want to come and bring it out to you all so that you all can see how it works as well. So hope you enjoy the games coming up soon. And if you do, make sure to like the video below and subscribe to us. We post LOR video every single day. Enjoy the games, and I'll see you at the end for some mulligan tips. In this matchup, we're going against Jax and Teemo. So this is kind of like an aggressive, obviously relying a lot in on the Mecha Yodels. I don't mind one Youngling. I think having the heal is okay. I think one Youngling is correct, right? One Youngling should be correct. The problem is that the Saga Seeker could get removed before we can get the Yuumi on it. And that's kind of sad if that happens. So like, if we block this here, we save the 2 damage, but I'd be more sad about losing the Saga Seeker. So I think we just go for the Cosmic Youngling. The other option here is that we don't do anything, so that if the opponent has like a pie toss, we're not losing this Saga Seeker. So we have to pass here because now we have the Pale Cascade. So if the opponent tries to like pie toss this, or okay, they don't do either, so I guess I just go ahead for my Cosmic Youngling. And then next turn we can play the Yuumi on the Saga Seeker, and we should be okay. Yeah, so we'll go here. We'll play this Youngling. At least try to heal up a little bit, not take that much damage. The Scholar is not bad. Do we ever focus on the Scholar instead of the Saga Seeker? No, I think I'm gonna go. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and do it here. It also lets me. You know what? I think I have to just block, right? I think I have to just block and kill this Smash and Dash. I have to just kill their Smash and Dash. That's too much damage, right? If we let that live. We're kind of back to like a bad position here, because obviously at least we can go Scholar into Chain Best. We get to heal a little bit here. So with the Chain Best and then the Yuumi, we should be okay. And we start slowly leveling up the Pantheon. And this is why the Cosmic Youngling is so good though. Like, the opponent is an aggressive deck. So us having the Cosmic Youngling is making it really hard for them to do anything. Especially because next time we can just put the Yuumi on this guy. We can also just play the Eula, and I think maybe playing the Eula is actually better. So might be actually better to play the Eula. Okay, opponent doesn't even let me actually get anything here. We can block with a single combat, by the way. So like, if the opponent just open attacks like that, the single combat can block the Squeaker while also single combat the other girl. Now we can easily go. Like, I kind of want to. So if we go Yuumi. If we go Yuumi, it lets this be a blocker, but I'm taking a little bit more damage than I would like. Because I'm taking the damage everywhere else, right? So if I go like I just did, I'm taking 9 damage. I'm gonna block like this. I'm not gonna block the equipment units. I'm gonna let them get whatever value they want from the equipment. I'm gonna focus on leveling up this Scholar. Next turn we can do the Eula, give it Overwhelm, and start making the Scholar a card that can actually just kill the opponent if left in check. Fish Fight. So the problem here with Fish Fight, I'm gonna have to commit the single combat. I think I have to. I guess we can always just go Pale Cascade, right? Yeah, we can just go Pale Cascade and we still save this. And this is our Pantheon now. So this is our Pantheon now, so I guess with the Pantheon, I don't care. We probably want to play the Pantheon next turn. So with the Pantheon, I think I'm in a great position. If we attack like this, we'll have the Guiding Touch. But we might have to keep this Guiding Touch to... Okay, they're not going to take it. So they're not going to take it. We're not that far from level... I mean, I guess we still have 2 more attacks to level up the Yuumi, but we do have this Cataclysm. So there is a world where we just put the Eula on the Sagasik, on the Scholar, and give it Overwhelm. I'm not opposed to that. I'm not opposed to that. If we can give this Overwhelm, it might be the way that we kill the opponent next turn. I don't think I'm dying here, no matter what the opponent plays. Because we have the single combat, we have the Guiding Touch. Hellstones, okay, so yeah, let's just give this Overwhelm. We get another blocker here. The Pantheon is about to level up. The Shadow Tech Walker could be a problem. So that Shadow Tech Walker could be a problem. So what if we just Cataclysm that Tech Walker right now? Like, what if we just go like this? And I want to do the Cataclysm first, because I want to keep the single combat if I need to, like fast speed kill something, right? So next up we can play Pantheon, Guiding Touch, and single combat, and should be in a good position. We're 8 HP because this card has healed us so much. Opponent does have the equipment that they could discard and summon a burst speed blocker. But as soon as the moment we get this Pantheon on the field, it becomes really difficult for the opponent to do anything. They also haven't played a second Mecha Yodel. They have another Mecha Yodel from the first Squeaker that they haven't played yet. No, they did. The Smash and Dash. What am I talking about? It was Smash and Dash, and then it was Shadow Tech, so I don't need to worry about any other... And then we just play Pantheon and we win the game here. Yeah, so we play Pantheon. Again, this Scholar is going to be leveled up. The Yuumi is going to level up, and the Scholar is going to have Spell Shield next turn. And the Pantheon is also going to be leveled up. We have a Fearsome blocker. We have a blocker for this. We have a Pantheon, right? I don't want to play the Guiding Touch. Like, I need to play the Guiding Touch on my face, I think, right? So I need to play the Guiding Touch on my face. Let's go ahead and do this, since the opponent decided to already... Let's see what we get. Let's roll the dice. The other option is that we can just play the Scholar. We could just play the Scholar, right? We could just play the Scholar, have enough blockers, save the single combat for later. I'm down to play the single combat now. I'm down to play the single combat now. Let's level up this Pantheon. We have blockers for all their units. I guess if the opponent has like a Pythos, they kill the Pantheon. We have... Nope, because we have Spell Shield. So Spell Shield elusive, Regen Fury, so this Pantheon gets even bigger, which means that it can block any of the other units. And this is game, right? Because the Overwhelm plus the elusive is enough to get us there. Yeah, so the Overwhelm plus the elusive is enough to get us there, no matter how you slice it. Yeah, we go like this. Levels up with the Yuumi. We can trigger Fader on both units with the Guiding Touch and the Forma. We also have Impact here for whatever reason. Yeah, doesn't matter what your blocks are. I guess it does. I guess the opponent has this block right here. We'll go like this, and that's the lethal now. And then we still have the form up as well that we could have used. And we also top deck the Yuumi. So, GG's. In this matchup, we're going against Heimerdinger Jayce. So, Pantheon with Spell Shield is obviously what we want, right? The problem with this Saga Seeker is how easily it's going to die to anything that the opponent has, right? What we can do is that we can play the first Saga Seeker next turn. And then if the opponent removes the first one, we'll play a second one. We can bait the opponent into thinking that we have like a Pel Cascade, so it makes... Okay. So now we can just go Yuumi, right? The opponent will need to have like a Vengeance to kill this. I guess they could also have a Piercing Darkness. Scraptron. Okay, we could literally hush that next turn. Or we can just single combat as well. Or we can just actually just target ourselves. I'm okay targeting myself. That lets me trigger the Pantheon, right? Opponent will have to have an Aftershock to kill this Saga Seeker. Or double Mystic. And they need to have a unit to block this next turn. They do. They find the unit to block this next turn. Okay. So they find the unit to block this next turn, unfortunately for us. I like this attack. I like this attack. We might just Guiding Touch. Or we could go Targaryen Tailstones again. We could also just press OK. No, let's go Guiding Touch. Let's go Guiding Touch. That still keeps me at 3, so the opponent's gonna have to have a Shock Blast or Aftershock or similar. So the opponent doesn't want to play Vengeance now because they want to save their Vengeance for Pantheon. The problem is that if they play Heimer here, they just lose to the single combat. If I'm the opponent, you have to Vengeance now, right? Like this is one of your best Vengeances before the Saga Seeker gets out of control. You don't Vengeance. You played your Jayce. I guess we'll pass for now. We'll pass for now. Let this get bigger. The opponent will have to have a Vengeance here. We can Fade a Scholar into... Okay, so this is 5, 7. And we still have enough for 9. Yeah, so we can go Sacrificial Scholar. If the opponent gets baited into pulling with the Jayce, we'll be able to go for the Blessing of Targon. Okay, so the opponent gets the rockets here. Now we can just go Pantheon, I guess. So the Pantheon stops the attack. My Yuumi is not gonna be able to really... Like, if we go Pantheon, right? If the opponent actually tries to pull this Pantheon, the problem is that now I'm not leveling up this Pantheon. Opponent's probably gonna try to kill the Scholar, right? And once they do this, we can go like this and kill their Jayce, which is what I was looking for. Like, opponent shouldn't attack here. Because now we can go like this, and the opponent loses the Jayce. And with 5 Jayce on the field, I'm really in a good position. Now, what we need to do is try to find a challenger here to be able to challenge this Rocket Blaster. So we go here, that's 5 mana. We have to try to level up this Yuumi. We have to try to level up this Pantheon, which we just did. If we get Spell Shield, I think we're cool. If we don't get Spell Shield, we're in a bad position. Okay, so we do get the Spell Shield. But then the problem is that this guy's gonna just die, right? We do not get... Like, I really want to level up this Yuumi so bad. I want to level up this Yuumi so bad. I think it's not correct for me to attack with the Saga Seeker though. Because if we ever get the... Wow. I have to be careful, right? I have to be careful about how much damage I take. If we Cataclysm right now into this guy, we do have the regen, right? So because we have the regen, we're able to kind of get back into a good position while also pushing a lot of damage here. So because we have the regen, we're able to get back. We also get the Fury proc. We'll have single combat next turn. Opponent cannot stop this Cataclysm. They're gonna have to deal with this Pantheon next turn, right? Because they have to deal with this Pantheon next turn. They cannot really hope to attack. This is a good blocker. This is a good blocker. So the regen, spell shield. The augment is whatever. The Fury is not bad. The fearsome is also whatever. We can trigger the Faded with the projectile. If the Yuumi dies, we can always pass it to the Pantheon. We don't have, like, if the opponent has a Vengeance and then another Vengeance, they can kill the Pantheon, and then we don't have any Overwhelm here. So that's my concern. I don't have a second Pantheon, and I don't have a way to give this spell shield again. If the opponent is attacking like this, they probably have access to like a Shock Blast to be able to kill this Saga Seeker. If they do, why don't we not give them that, right? Why did we just block like this?
Are you the one?
No, I'm more scared of that Adachium. Okay, so if the opponent has a Shock Blast, okay, so the opponent gets no mana value from this. If the opponent gets a Shock Blast, we could go just put the Yuumi on the Pantheon. The Shock Blast will remove the spell shield though, and that's what scares me. That if they can remove this... Wait, so I just pass, right? Why would I not pass here? You're losing to this Pantheon, unless you have double Vengeance. So you need to have double Vengeance, and I can now stop it with the Ural. Because the Ural is going to make it so that the opponent doesn't have enough spell mana to do double Vengeance. So this Ural is going to make their life a bit more visible. If they have double Vengeance, they need to do it right now. I guess they could technically have access to like Mystic plus Ruination. But then I can just go Saga Seeker into Yuumi. So Mystic plus Ruination leaves them with just 1 mana. So the Saga Seeker with the Yuumi, as well as the Divine... Well, I guess we cannot play the whole hand. Yeah, this Ural draw makes them really difficult. I think it's always better to play the Ural, because the only way that the opponent beats us here is Vengeance plus something else, right? That's the only way to remove that spell shield on the Pantheon. So if the opponent is going to have the Vengeance plus something else, I want to force him to do it right now. And they did it right now, right? So they did it right now. The problem for the opponent is that now we can just single combat. We can also Yuumi projectile, right? So we can single combat as well as projectile discards, and now the opponent has no more cards to block with. And then we just present lethal because we're gonna have Ural on the field. We also should have put the projectile on the Ural so that the Ural could deal 5. But that's okay. We wanted to also trigger the Faded here. So that kills the 4 Chief, this kills the Evolution turret, and we should be okay. Yeah, that spell shield Pantheon helped a lot, right? They didn't get any like elusive keyword, but the Fury and the Regen helped a lot at keeping him alive, even after we challenged their turret earlier. So GG's. In this match, are we going against... Oh, I haven't seen Gwen Quinn in a while. So Gwen Quinn... I don't hate one Youngling. Just to keep myself at a healthy spot. Okay, the Scholar is probably better. Maybe keeping the Youngling was greedy. I do feel like I don't want to be aggro down, so that's why I wanted to keep the Youngling. Because it's so easy for the opponent to kind of have like a super aggressive start here. Yeah, so like here, they'll push the damage, but we can at least heal it up.
Very good.
We don't have a way to level up Pantheon just yet. They don't even bother attacking. Wow. Yeah, we don't have the way to level up the Pantheon just yet. We will have it next turn. So that's better than nothing. We could Guiding Touch here, to be honest. And maybe that's okay too. Yeah, maybe we Guiding Touch. Maybe we Guiding Touch here. Start leveling up the Pantheon. I think I might need to have this Pantheon leveled up sooner rather than later. And I don't mind that extra draw. We don't beat the Gwen, right? We don't beat the Gwen. We don't beat the Gwen, unfortunately. So, because this is only gonna be... I guess if we go Pantheon, how crazy is this Pantheon?
Cast off your fear and stand as one.
How crazy is this Pantheon? I have to play around, so I'm gonna take it because I have to play around the opponent having access to haste spike, right? So like I do have to be careful about potential haste spike. So I don't think it's ever correct for us to like just take that like that. I'm just gonna make this Pantheon big for now and just call it a day. So 7/6, we'll have the Shield Bolt, we have the single combat next turn. Opponent gets the Quinn. They haven't triggered a single Hallow yet, so I'm not in a position where I need to worry about Hallow just yet. So this Valor is strong, but not like impossible for us to kill. We can also Shield Bolt the Gwen whenever we want to. Whichever one you challenge here is gonna be punished.
Allow me.
Why do you fight?
I think this time I'll block it. This time I'll block it. The opponent could have like a rally here. We'll go ahead for the Guiding Touch. Right? Heal the Pantheon back up, trigger the Faded. And then we're gonna go ahead and go for the Shield Ball if the opponent tries to rally. The opponent has the Hallow, so they could technically kill the Scholar. So we go like this and that punishes that. So the opponent doesn't get the rally and the Scholar has the single combat and the Guiding Touch now. So once the Scholar dies, we'll get both single combat and Guiding Touch back. Glimpse, alright. I guess the opponent can have another Cataclysm that could help them with the Quinn. That is an option. Nope, that's not another Cataclysm. So I'm down to play this Yoral. So if we play Yoral, we can kill the Quinn before she can get any value. Right, so we can kill this Quinn. We have the Hush to stop the Valor from doing anything. No, Yoral is only 4, so Yoral doesn't kill the Quinn. What if we kill, like, I think I'm gonna kill the Valor. I want to force the opponent to have to attack with the Quinn if they want to get the Scout. Like, if they want to get the Scout, let's force them to do it with the Quinn and not just a Valor. For some reason, I thought Yoral was 5 and that was gonna be able to kill the Quinn. Okay. This Cataclysm can actually kill the Gwen. Let's do it again. Let's go here. Cataclysm, that triggers the Pantheon to go to 4. We kill the Valor, and that's third Valor. Opponent just played another Quinn to be able to summon that Valor. And again, I want to force them that if they want to get... I guess they could technically just go and get Cataclysm on the Youngling. But I want them to be forced to attack with this Quinn. Once this Scholar dies, we'll get Cataclysm, single combat, and Guiding Touch back. So I don't mind sacrificing the Scholar. Opponent only has 1 Hallow Death, so it's not like they're doing a lot of damage anyways. And now we get the Pantheon level up, right? So now we get the Pantheon level up. We get it with a Chain Best, so that's actually literally the best situation we could ask for. And I think the opponent's kind of locked down. You're actually going to give me the Scholar? Let's take it. We get the chain vest. We'll get the scholar value, right? So I'm down to block their whole board here. We get the regen. We'll get the scholar stuff back. So Cataclysm, Guiding Touch, and single combat. And that should keep us in a good spot to do whatever we want into the opponent. We have quick attack, by the way. So we could absolutely just right away use this Cataclysm on the Queen. So we could right away use this Cataclysm in the Queen to make sure that she cannot get the Scout attack. And just chill. Now what? Gwen? Okay. So I just pass, right? Because anything that the opponent does can be answered by the single combat. Okay, well, I guess let's go ahead for another Cataclysm. Let's just kill this Gwen too. And then next time we just pull the prey with the Joral, and the Pantheon just wins the game. So this takes him to 7. Next turn Joral just pulls the prey. And that should get us there. We can also pull the prey with the Pantheon, I guess. It doesn't matter. Rally. Okay. That, yeah. So they wanted to keep that Queen alive, right? That's why they didn't attack with the Queen. So they wanted to keep that Queen alive. And unfortunately, the Queen just wasn't enough. Because we were able to just kill her. So we get the regen here. We can just pull the prey. And we should be okay. It would have been nice to play this Yuumi, but not necessary. So GG's. I guess if the opponent has a vengeance, right? Okay, so if the opponent has a vengeance, oh, you know what? The open attack was bad, right? Because if the opponent has a vengeance, I get punished, and then they could follow with a harrowing next turn. So I should have probably actually developed with the Yuumi or the Scholar and then the Yuumi. So GG's. In this matchup, we're going against Jax and Varus. So the challenger could be a problem. The challenger could be a big deal. I like this Sacrificial Scholar to begin with. Because of the Fate is gonna make him a pretty big unit, right? The Fate is gonna make him a pretty big unit. And we have the spells to kind of buff it up. I don't know that I wanna play Saga Seeker. I think we're better off focusing on the Scholar, right? So I think we're better off focusing on the Scholar. That way we can, when he dies, you know, we can get a single combat back, the Guiding Touch back, etc. So we can go like this. Jax, okay. We can play the Yuumi on it and just start making the Scholar as big as we can. We can also just form up on it right now and also be okay. Oh, absolutely, right? So now we just form up. Okay, so if we form up, we go to 5 HP. The problem with 5 HP is that the opponent could still have... Okay, never mind. I was gonna say, if they have 5 HP, they could still have access to the momentous choice. But now we can just go Yuumi here, and the opponent cannot attack into us because I'm a 4/5. All right. So I'm a 4/5 here, and this Scholar is gonna get bigger and bigger. Guess we can attack here for now. Just try to level up this Yuumi if we can. This allows me to put the Guiding Touch on the Scholar if we need to. So we haven't used any spells on the Scholar. I'm also okay putting the Saga Seeker into the Dark Ages as an additional blocker. Just have 2 units here that are going to continue growing, that are going to be really hard for the opponent to deal with. Eula? Wow. Wow. So... what if we just put Overwhelm on this guy? What if we just go like this? Knowing that he's gonna be so big between the Yuumi, and then eventually he's gonna get the spell shield from the Yuumi attacks. If opponent tries to drag this one, we just guiding touch it. So if the opponent tries to have another challenger, we can just guiding touch. So if they go in transcend lore, I'm okay. Okay. You go here, push some damage, attack with Yuumi again. Opponent has to try to kill this scholar sooner rather than later, because next turn is gonna be leveled up with the Yuumi. Okay. I'm not opposed to going for Atagonian Tailstones. Not opposed to going like this. This still gets me access to form up and single combat to potentially save the scholar. This pushes a ton of damage and also triggers the fading. They're gonna have a hard time dealing with this guy.
Both sun and moon pale in
Like a very hard time dealing with this guy. Spans protection, so they lose a spell shield. This is gonna level up next turn. We have form up, guiding touch to save this guy as much as we want. Doesn't matter how buff they make their Varus, they're never killing this, right?
Keep it moving.
Because the single combat means that the opponent will lose the buffs that the Varus has. We have used one spell here, which is the Blessing of Targon. Blessing of Targon was really the only spell that we have used on this guy. So we can easily still go for Guiding Touch. And I'd rather do the Guiding Touch first, because it lets me get the heal back and get additional draw for later. And I'd rather have these form ups as a way to present lethal next turn, since we will have the spell shield with the Yuumi. Oh, I see what the opponent's doing. So by doing it this way, they can drag. We're gonna start with the Guiding Touch, right? We start with the Guiding Touch. Opponent's gonna have to drag again. We're gonna leave the single combat for last to play around the spell shield.
You and you. Switch.
If the opponent tries to level up Varus here, the single combat is gonna punish this. Because we can actually Pell Cascade into single combat. Oh, sorry, we can form up. Yeah, so see what happens here? So the opponent goes to tries to kill this, but now all I have to do is just form up. We can even do it here, to be honest, but we can go form up here, single combat here, and opponent loses their Varus, and we still have access to another form up and another Pell Cascade.
And you know what? Also for me.
So next time we have this, which levels up the Yuumi. We can also play Pantheon if we so wish. The Darking Bow. So if I play Pantheon, at most you can only get to 5 here. I like this Pantheon. They cannot kill the Scholar anymore. Not at 9 HP, right? At most you can only get to 5, 7 if they have another momentous choice. We get the Challenger, Brash, Lifesteal. Challenger is nice. It lets me challenge the Forsaken Bakai, and there you go, right? So as long as I can keep this Scholar alive, and that's where the Yuumi comes into play, right? And I think why Yuumi can be super underrated, because she just lets our faded units get so big, right? So GG's. In this matchup, we're going against Briss, Raya Briss, and it's going to be the Azir Neeko deck, which kind of likes the turbo level Neeko because, of course, the Azir is both an Ascendant and a Bird. I like the Darking Ages. Honestly, this hand is not bad, except that I don't have any units to actually... Like, I feel like I need to have this single combat. I want to keep the Pantheon. I've gotten punished a couple times already today where I don't keep Pantheon, and then I don't draw the Pantheon at all. Yeah, so there we go. We get Lurker here. So this is just turbo leveling Neeko, by the way. Just turbo level Neeko. We do get the Divine Clerk. That's better than nothing.
Without justice, but keep hope alive.
We can give the Divine Clerk that Darking Ages. Just go like this for now. This is dog. Form up is not bad. But I like the single combat better. So I like the single combat better and stop them from actually getting stuff on the field. Yeah, that's cool. So I like that single combat better for sure. We're not scared of, I guess, quote unquote, dying. So we can go ahead and go for here. And then just Cosmic only. Next time we'll set up the Pantheon. And start buffing the Pantheon up. The Yuumi's still gonna come in very quickly. So I need to be careful. So the Yuumi's gonna come in very quick. No, the Yuumi, sorry. The Neeko's gonna come in very quickly if I'm not careful. So if we Pantheon, it's beautiful because I know I can block this Zorian. So the opponent cannot really attack into us, right? We'll go ahead and just play the Pell Cascade. Lets me level up the Pantheon while also triggering his Faded. And then, guess we'll hope that we get something crazy with Pantheon here, right? So we'll hope that we get some good keywords with Pantheon. It is gonna be a big Pantheon here. If we get Challenger or Elusive, I think I'm in a good spot. So Challenger or Elusive gets us there. We do get the Elusive. We also get the Spell Shield, Tough, Lifesteal too. Yeah, so I'm just chilling now, right? I think opponent's gonna be on a clock now. Even if they do get the Yuumi here, because we have Elusive and Lifesteal, I think I should be in a decent spot. We have another Lifesteal unit here because we can easily get the Pell Cascade enabled, and we're kind of like full health as well. Plus, okay, so we're gonna go here. The Scout just, I mean, do I even need the Scout? Do I even need the Scout? Why not? Why not? Let's just play the Scout so that next time, even if the opponent has a Yuumi here, I'm still in a good spot. We still have access for Hush and Form Up if necessary. Opponent does get the Neeko here at the end. They put the Neeko at the end, right? So they put the Neeko at the end so that I don't kill the lifesteal. We go like this. 2 Overwhelm units, right? So we can go here. Here. Yep. You buffed the Hush, right? He buffed the... Riot buffed the Hush to 2 mana. So that's all on you, Riot. So then we have killed the Neeko, we have stopped the Overwhelm attack, and then next we have Scout, Spell Shield, Elusive, Regen, Tough, Lifesteal. By the way, we're kind of like literally back to like full health here. We're at 19. So the Lifesteal blocks here. We Hush the Bone Tritail, so he's gonna die. This guy dies in the fluff, that's fine. They're gonna remove the Spell Shield and try to have a Quicksand. Okay, so if he gets the Quicksand, he is able to kill the Pantheon. Alright. Well, I guess they can't. Can they kill the Pantheon? If they get... Okay, so because we have regen, in order for us to not die to the Quicksand, I'm gonna have to go Form Up, right? So I think I'm gonna have to go... Let's go Spell Shield. This sucks, but we should still be able to beat it. Right? So we're still able to beat it because we have the Scout. And now we have the Spell Shield, right? So we ended up top decking the Spell Shield. They got an Elusive blocker, but we ended up getting the Spell Shield. And I think that ends up being more important for us. So GG's, Chris. Hey, welcome back, everyone. Hope you enjoyed this game of Pantheon Yuumi. And you kind of see what I'm talking about. Like, the reason why I like this deck so much, yes, you know, you do have the random Pantheon RNG and you get Spell Shield, whatever. Sure. Nobody likes Pantheon getting that random RNG. What I like about it is that the little things, right? There's a lot of little things you have to watch out for. And you kind of saw that in a lot of the games today, you know, when to commit certain spells, you know, when could you pass back, etc. Like, a lot of those things are important and can be missing in a lot of decks these days that just kind of play their cards that are really strong, like power crap. And that's kind of why I like this deck. You really have to think about it, when you can spend resources and what you have to do to survive and get to that win condition that you need, and when to play Pantheon, when not to play Pantheon, etc, etc. It felt really good to me throughout the recordings today, and then in some of the games that didn't make it to the video as well. So I hope that you all find success with it like I did today. Now, with that said, the strategy with the deck is overall pretty simple. You are trying to level your Pantheon, right? But we are also playing Yuumi, which means that Pantheon is not our only game threat. We could technically have a big enough Saga Seeker or Sacrificial Scholar where the Eula giving Overwhelm to them completely makes sense, right? So a lot of times I love keeping Yuumi in hand if I have one of my Faded units, because I know that I can make that Faded unit really big, and it's going to be really annoying for the opponent to deal with it, especially when we have so many ways to protect it against the opponent's damage burst removal. Of course, if they have direct removal, then it is what it is, but if they don't, then eventually the Yuumi will level up, giving your big Faded unit also spell shield. So ideally, yes, you're trying to level your Pantheon by playing the units and kind of giving stuff like Chain Best, Yuumi, and the equipment. That's why we also play the Wandering Shepherd. But don't be afraid to kind of commit more to just one of those big units and just give it Overwhelm instead of trying to save the Eula to give Pantheon spell shield. So those are the two ways you're going to play this deck. Pantheon coming in and just winning the game, or a big Faded unit that can get Overwhelmed with Eula and get spell shield from Yuumi, right? In the time that you get to there, you have to be able to survive and be able to deal with the opponent's threats. So that's where you kind of have stuff like Single Combat, Cataclysm to kind of give you value. Remember that the Cataclysm can help you level up Yuumi as well. So don't be afraid to use that if your unit does have the Yuumi attached to it, because it lets you level up the Yuumi faster, and the faster you level up the Yuumi, the quicker you can get that spell shield to get a lot of value from the Yuumi onwards, right? But aside from that, it's pretty straightforward, right? You just gotta play units and be very careful of when you tap out of mana and when you can react to the opponents and what they can do to remove your main units. And then once you get that mentality of, hey, I cannot just tap out of all my mana because I might need Form Up or Pale Cascade or Guiding Touch to save my unit. Once you get that into your head, it should improve your win rate with this deck, and actually with a lot of other decks that kind of work the same way. In terms of the mulligan, like I said, I do like the Saga Seeker Scholar. If I have a Yuumi in my hand, I want to keep a Pantheon. I know keeping Pantheon is super greedy, but I have gotten very punished when I don't draw Pantheon in certain games, and it has happened a lot. Even while I was recording the video. So I like keeping the Pantheon in my opening hand and just try to look for the cheap units afterwards to kind of level up the Pantheon. Even if it delays my Pantheon level up by 1 or 2 turns, I think it's worth it, because it's better having Pantheon in my hand than never drawing him as the game goes on. So looking for Pantheon, and then looking for Saga Seeker Scholar, and then potentially Yuumi to kind of synergize with those. The Chain Best is really good as a cheap way to buff up your Faded unit. So if I do have a Faded unit and a Chain Best, I don't mind keeping it, because I know I'll be able to buff up those units early on. And even though we only played one equipment with the Darking Ages, it actually has worked out really well, as you saw you're out kind of putting in a lot of work into these games. So maybe there is room here for a second equipment, but I just like the other ratios of everything that I have too much to kind of be able to fit anything else. I think the Divine Cleric is probably the one thing that has felt a little bit awkward, but even then it did win me a game against it did help me survive against Riot Briz. So, you know, you never know. It is useful as well, because it can be another target that you can put in the Yuumi if necessary to kind of help you survive and get a lot of value. But anyways, that's going to be it for me today. Hope you enjoyed today's games. If you did, make sure to like the video below and subscribe to us. We post LOR videos every single day. You can also find us on Twitch at Sirturmund. We stream every now and then. And you can also find us on Discord and Twitter. The links to those are both in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all again tomorrow.